So in the few points that I did play, I think I was a little bit trigger happy. So calming down a little bit, making sure that I'm focusing more on the arounds and not just putting shots up deep, especially forcing shots deep. A Rose, I thought Buffet played really, really well this weekend. I think he played his role very, very well. His best handler I saw this weekend.
Thank you.
There you go, you're welcome.
You do snaps.
We're gonna go clockwise.
Okay. I would say my biggest thorn for the weekend was probably conditioning. I was pretty pleased with how I played yesterday overall, like during the first couple of games, but then felt myself getting a little tired towards the last half of the day, and then today even. Just kind of like Connor said, at this level of play, you know, you have to have like that endurance and that level of fitness that all these teams like Dig come to play with. So just gonna keep working at the gym and trying to eat better and do stuff like that, so we can stay in these games with people. For me personally, my rose I'm gonna give to, where's Ben? There he is. My rose goes to Ben for the weekend. When I look back to like the first couple of practices, like a few months ago, and compared to now, I think Ben has grown the most out of any player here. He plays with confidence now. I mean, he did, but you can really see it like on the field. He's calling his own ISOs out there.
He goes, "No, I got it."
Yeah.
Get the fuck
like,
out of
fuck
here.
you guys, I'm the best putter, and I'm gonna prove it right now. And he does. He gets up there. He's, you know, mossing people. I have a lot of confidence in Ben as a cutter now, and just keep it up, dude. You're killing it.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Poetry. Could be good.
So
Gotta get loud.
my rose, I think would be
Deprecate yourself first. Negativity first. Always.
my thorn is not listening to the sideline as much as I should. Not listening to the sideline as much as I should, because I know that is very important, and the sideline knows so much better than I do, and not trusting what they are saying, and not fully committing to what they want me to do. I need to work on that. I don't want to. Just from this tournament, that's how I've seen that. And I want to give my rose to. I'm gonna say Tiny. And Tiny, I think you took a lead on a lot of players and helping out and calling out a lot of things. Just really taking the role of being a very communicative member of helping everyone know their place and where to be.
Oh yeah, Tiny.
If you can't snap, this is appropriate.
I guess if no one knew, I'm moving in 10 days. So
Where?
Kentucky. So this may be how I'm going to try to make next Monday's practice, but this may be it for seeing a lot of you guys. So thanks for the season, for what it's been. I guess with that, I've definitely had some other priorities, trying to get ready and jobs and moving and stuff. So I haven't made as many practices as I want, and you know, I usually don't get injured that much, but this is the tournament. You know, it shows if you don't, you know, I haven't been working out or running as much as I usually do, and it does show that it helps, you know. It's what you're supposed to do, it'll definitely help. So I guess I'll have to get back into that down there and get back into the swing of things and running and working out and try to get a schedule to hopefully join a team down there. But yeah, and then my rose, I think I'm going to go this man right here. Griffin.
Griffin.
I know personally he started on B team this year for Stam. You know, he was a captain, but he was really trying to work off and prove himself for the A team next year. And he actually got pulled up to A team first end of the season, and then here I think everyone could agree. He stepped up, he made a lot of plays, he's always getting open. He's a pretty good cutter, so I think just between Stam and now, and even just this year on Alibi, he's made some big improvements. and became a valuable player to the team.
Thanks, Trey. I miss you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. I had a thought, I forgot about it. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. My biggest one I think is when I'm in the stack, I just like tend to get very panicky. Like when I don't see something happen, like immediately, then I just kind of freak out and make a cut that I shouldn't make. So I just have to get better, like trusting my team, I guess, when I'm in the stack. You know, never cut if I'm like the second or third person. I always really look behind me, see if anyone's there. So yeah, I just try to get better at trusting you guys that you guys are gonna make the right play. And my rose goes to Mitch over here. Mitch, I think that you're one of our best defensive players by far. There is a point, I forget which game it was, where I know you had like 3 or like 4 Gs in the span of like 2 minutes. Like you got every single turn, and we ended up scoring. And that just shows what kind of player you are. You're hungry for the disc, and you just love to see that ultimate. So, good job, man.
Oh yeah.
He has a souvenir too. Look at it. He's got the souvenir.
Yeah, his shirt shows it. Look at this.
yeah.
This man definitely big the most out of all of us, I think.
That was fun.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so my thorn is thinking more on my mental side. My thorn is more on my mental side. It's similar to what Griffin said, where like you know, when they play something a little, like when the opponent team plays something a little different, I kind of like forget what I should be doing, and I just like don't move or like kind of clog the handler space. So, but you know, this shouldn't be anything should worry about. Sorry, so that's Griffin's friend over there. Okay. That's Bart over there. Anyway, yeah. And so that I have to like just focus on my fundamentals, right? To keep it like simple and fluid. My thorn, my rose will go to David over here. Because while he couldn't make too many like practices often, but you know, he came out here on the field, you know, playing big, as if like he's been, you know, with us for like such a long time, like from the very beginning. A lot of like amazing defensive plays, and also on offense, a very reliable player, always getting open and basically just knowing what he's doing.
Great hands too. I don't think he dropped like anything this weekend. Snagging shit left and right.
Oh yeah.
So my thorn is actually kind of the opposite of Griffin's. I will be like halfway through the stack, and I'll see the handler panicking because there's nobody cutting and he needs a cut or something. And I'll just stand there because you don't cut from the middle, But he needs somebody to cut, and nobody else is cutting, so sometimes you gotta be the person to cut. And I just wasn't willing to do that. And my rose is going to PB because at the beginning of the tournament, I'm not gonna pull any punches here. You were clogging up a lot, and it was kind of terrible. But by the end of the stack, or by the end of the tournament, I never heard anybody, like everybody was quiet whenever you were cutting because you weren't clogging anymore. You were cutting through, you were making clean cuts. Half the time you were open, and then if you weren't open, you would clear back out immediately, and it was clean and smooth.
And you got your first point.
Oh yeah.
You got a couple points.
First point without.
Yeah.
Cool. So my thorn, aside from kind of being hurt, is I don't take care of the disc at all, really. I make really simple mistakes that just shouldn't happen. Yeah, that's about it with that. But my rose actually goes to Griffin Malcolm. I think Griffin has been really dynamic on offense with both handling and cutting. Like hard cuts is the thing that we emphasized a lot, and I saw that a lot from you throughout the whole tournament.
Thank you.
Woo!
All right. My thorn that I want to work on would probably be continuation cuts. I feel like one of our biggest problems with the stack was like we would get our first look, but then we wouldn't already have the second guy cutting, and sometimes that should have been me. Also, like when we were in the zone and we were like trying to move the cup, keeping the disc moving to like keep wearing out the cup until we find the open look. So working on continuation. My rose, I would say, goes to Buffet, because I feel like Buffet played an outstanding weekend at handler. Like I felt like anytime if I had to dump it back to a handler, Buffet always made himself open. He made some good throws, some not good throws, but overall I feel like he played really well and made a lot of good decisions and helped run the offense.
So my thorn for the weekend is just throwing and catching. I work on that, field awareness, and being vocal on the field. My rose goes to Vanilla. You did a great job as a leader and as a handler this weekend, and we all appreciate you driving up both days back and forth.
True. Big facts.
My thorn is like really just like awareness and conditioning, like but like knowing when to cut and like how to cut, and like it's really easy to make a good cut when you're coming out and you're not tired, just had like 2 points off. Then as the point continues and like your cuts get wider and slower, and you're not hustling in as hard, you're not breaking out as hard, and that really clogs up the offense. And I know like sometimes I'm hanging out there a bit too long than I should have. So like every cut, making sure every cut's a quality cut. I just have like 2 good cuts off the rip, and then I'm just out there doing whatever, just waving my hand in the air to try to get the disc. And my rose goes to Sean, just because like, not just for this tournament, but just in general, like how much like he taught me about the game. And like at this tournament, when you're out there, it's always like, okay, well, veteran presence, like especially like I know a lot of us haven't been playing for that long, or especially me. Like I know Sean's just gonna be out there and like make smart heads-up plays, and he's always just gonna give 100% no matter what. So like just having a guy out there on the field is just like one more guy that you can rely on no matter what.
My thorn is just working on my flick and like going back and doing this kind of motion instead of like kind of with 2 hands, because then that kind of prevents me from making the throw a little flatter instead of it being wobbly, and then I'm afraid to throw it because I can feel the awkwardness of the positioning of it. And then another thing is that my teammates told me that apparently I step out, not really out enough, but like at a diagonal angle when I'm looking at the handler, and then he makes a strike cut. I apparently step out when I that way instead of out here, so I need to work on that. And then my rose actually goes to 2 people, X and Connor. X because he doesn't, as someone else mentioned before, he's not really a handler position, he's usually a cutter, but he did a great job, I thought, stepping up as a handler today and did a really good job there. And then for Connor, even though he was injured, he was still a great leader off the field, communicating with everyone and pretty much acting like a captain / coach. So I really appreciate that.
My thorn, I had a pretty rough weekend at Deep. Field awareness wasn't really there, wasn't on top of things, and as many of you know, I tend to have a short fuse when it comes to a few things. So for me, a lot of it's mentality. A lot of it's I'm in my head a lot, and I get really down on myself when things aren't going the way I want them to for me. So a lot of it's a mental game I have to work on, and also just be better with my fundamentals. They were really lacking this weekend. I really think they could be improved on. My rose goes to Mr. Griffin Geraldini. From day 1 of your freshman year to now, your improvement over the past 3 or 4 years has been phenomenal. You're making cuts exactly where you need to be. You're making smart throws with the disc. You're a beast on defense, and you have phenomenal field awareness. So, kudos to you, sir. Very proud of how far you've come.
That deserves a clap. No.
Alright, so my thorn is my throws this weekend were pretty bad. My cuts, I feel like I didn't create enough space for them, and I think there was a lot of times where I wasn't clearing fast enough or hard enough. And then my rose and the Stuts, I feel like we played a great weekend, one of our captains, and then one of the most important things is like when he notices we're not in a good stack, tells us set it up. Field awareness.
I have 2 roses. My first rose goes to Thorn. Oh right. Sorry. Normally we do it in the opposite order, so this is very like disorientating for me. Anyway, my Thorn is. I feel like I have like pretty solid throws, but I feel like my deeper ones, especially this weekend, were just not there. So I really want to sharpen those up and work on those. I think it's because I don't really throw them too often in practice, because I'm trying to keep things safe and fundamental. But now that we've been to a tournament, we're gonna throw deep at tournaments, so I need to get back into that habit and make sure I'm keying in on how everyone here is cutting and timing it up that way. I have 2 roses, as I said previously. My first one goes to Gabby for taking pictures of us all weekend and dealing with our general level of bullshit.
Buffoonery.
There was a lot of buffoonery this weekend.
It was above
which was great, but she had to deal with all of it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gabby for doing that. Second rose goes to Ethan over here. Ethan has work situations, so we can only make 1 practice a week. That being said, his defense is still right on point. He's still fast. He's still skying kids when he can. So it was refreshing to be able to plug him back in and just have him be right with everything. So.
Yeah.
Be deep right. Hopefully see him again in the future.
Yep.
All right. So for my Thorn, back in college, I was like Mr. Reliable. I'd always make just the safest throw. And I feel like at this tournament, I got really excited when people were just open, and I was just throwing very difficult throws for them to catch, at the ground, outside of their reach. So I just kind of got to reel it back, take my time. For my rose, I am going to give it to Murr. He was a very defensive powerhouse this weekend. He's always on his man. He's always there for help D as well. He's always willing to go up for the disc. And then on offense, I mean, even just throughout the weekend, your throws were just getting better. Your awareness of the field was getting better, so it's really good to see.
I think you misspoke there. His name is French Fry Nose Bitch.
Oh, no, that's this guy.
Oh.
No, that's this guy.
There's no time to call it.
Oh, no, that was Greg. That was
We
you.
needed to
That
call
was
a
you.
timeout just to make it a play.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Go ahead, Vanilla.
So my big thorn is my first step is way too slow. I need to start beating my guy upline a lot quicker. And then my 2 roses. First one goes to X for being.
First of all, the rule is 1 rose.
So,
And there
Captain's
have been
privilege, we get 2 roses.
But there have been multiple people who've done the 2
Okay,
roses.
well they're just dumb.
They took Stuts
I
and the
do,
coaches.
'cause I-
They took the coaches 2 roses. Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Proceeding.
So the first one is to X for being so open to the feedback and then using it just right away and implementing it, helping be louder on the field and getting those strike cuts and just being more offensive when you're on
Veteran call.
that attack. And then my other one goes to Ralicki, who also from first practice to now just huge improvement, and you're always just wanting to hear what people have to say so you can keep getting better. And even from this tournament, you improved a ton. You're cutting a lot harder. You're clearing harder. And if you get those throws down, you would easily make Buffalo right.
Thank you for being a tripod.
Great. Couple things for me, I think. Biggest thing is awareness on the field. There were a couple times I'm playing a stupid hard defense on my guy when we were fucking stall 3 on offense. It's just little things, I mean, part of it is you guys not calling turn, but but I blame me. Is that spatial awareness kind of a thing? Secondly, I gotta stretch. Is just trusting you guys more. I feel like there were a couple times where I went to go throw a throw that someone was open. Part of it's trusting my throws, but trusting that someone will catch it. And then lastly is getting some more handling time and really trying to improve my game on that. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally getting the opportunity. So I'm thankful to my captains and coaches. Which brings me to my rose. this is fucking hard, because all of you. But I want to give it to Vanell, just because I mean all three coaches have kind of consistently. But I think particularly today, Vanell's been kind of getting on me, but not like bitching at me, but being constructive about it. I mean, maybe a little bitch, but you know, most of it, it's been like, X, you're doing this wrong. I mean, Stuts did it several times, so same with Buffet. But particularly today, I think a lot of it stuck with me, and so anyway.
To that point, if you guys don't like the way that captains or coaches have been like criticizing you, we're not doing anything to be mean. We're just trying to like get the team to a better level. But if you don't like the way we're doing things and you want us to switch, just let us know and we can totally work on that. I know it sounds like, you know, like I'm like a big strong man and I don't need anyone to tell like me how to tell me what to do. But like, you know, it's like we want to like help you in like the most effective way possible. So if you want us to get up in your face and like call you a little bitch and tell you to go cry in the corner, then like we can do that. But also like we can be way lighter and more constructive. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I tend to be very aggressive with my criticism.
I am very aggressive.
I like.
So if I'm ever getting a little too hot-headed with you guys, like anyone, just let me know, okay?
Calm down.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an asshole when I'm like calling things on the field, and I'm apologizing to people. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to communicate.
If it feels like I'm being an asshole to you, it's because I'm being
He's being an asshole.
I'm doing it on purpose. I hate you.
Because we don't like you.
I fucking hate you.
All these roses, all lies.
Yeah. No. Actually, my thorn is that people got multiple roses. Fuck you guys.
it's like movie level coverage.
For the people that played with us last year, because this is our second year, how much better or worse do you think we are doing this year compared to last year as a team?
Complete upgrade.
Yeah.
More competitive.
More competitive, more structure. I think we have better play. Like, yeah, we saw some like easy catches or throws being thrown away, but like last year in particular, and me, just like not trusting myself to catch the disc, focusing on boop, plant, look, throw, whatever it is. I feel like we're all.
We were significantly outplayed a lot last year.
Yeah.
And we lost by like big a few times, but I don't think we were significantly outplayed. Colt maybe significantly outplayed us, but other than that,
I don't think.
but even then we played fucking great. Yeah. Yeah, we scared them.
We did break them.
We scared
like
them
a couple
twice.
times.
In a
So.
white.
We were up 6-0. There was a time.
Did they call a timeout?
I saw a few people poop themselves. Yeah.
That's the important part. Yeah.
Full diapers and full sideline.
All right.
Also, a third rose to myself for making at least 3 veteran calls.
Bro, that's 3 fucking roses.
He took Stuts'
He
took Stuts' double rose.
I know there's a lot of super high level ultimate that is being played right now in these fields. The rain is obviously not that bad. I'm pretty sure our car is probably going to stay and watch some stuff. Maybe get
at least for a little bit.
Get some dogs from that truck over there.
Is that okay, David?
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you guys want to head out.